Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. How are you doing today? I hope you got through another week being happy and healthy and enjoying yourself in the sunshine and the warmer weather. Today I'm pretty excited because I want to talk to you about something that I love talking about and it really excites me, and that's goals and goal setting. And I know before you get all up in arms and start going on about goals, we always make goals. People are always telling us to have goals. Goals are so important because it's something to work towards. One, and two, our mind has 60,000 thoughts in it per day. So why not control what you're thinking so that you can actually get what you want as opposed to just getting what chance brings you. So I think goals help you define what you want in life. But I need to preference that by saying goals and setting goals and achieving them is not a way for happiness. You need to be happy now within yourself before you reach those goals. Because if you're not happy right now, today, in the life that you've created for yourself, which you have, you've created everything through your thoughts and your choices to where you are right now, you're not going to be happy in a year from now when you achieve that goal. You may get that sense of accomplishment that you reach this goal, but it's not going to make you happy. The happiness comes from within, and you've got to do that with your mind and your thoughts and your feelings, right? Don't forget, what you think about dictates how you feel and then how you act. So it's all in your mind. So let's go back to goals. Goals are so important. I've talked a little bit about baby goals, short-term goals, anything that is 6 months or less, I would say, something that you want to achieve. And a definition of a short-term goal would be paying down your credit card or putting a lump sum towards your mortgage by this date. Picking up a new language. Maybe you want to go to Mexico in 6 months next winter and you want to learn how to speak some Spanish. So you're going to start to learn Spanish so that you'll be able to at least get by in 6 months from now. Those are short-term goals. Long-term goals, anything that's 6 months or more, really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-year goals, right? When you go see a financial planner, they always say to you, so what's your 5-year goal? What do you want to achieve financially? Where do you want to be? It's the same thing in your life. Where do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to live? What do you want to be doing for a career? You know, those choices are all ours to make. That's our decision. And once we make that decision, well, there's nothing that can stop you. So let me ask you, do you ever dream? Do you dream? Do you dream of living somewhere else? Do you dream of driving a certain car? Do you dream of having a certain amount of money in your account or living in a certain neighborhood? Those are amazing. And if you can dream it and you can picture it and you can visualize yourself in those situations, then there's no reason why you can't have it. So I look at those dreams as your goals. So if you dream and you let yourself wander, you let your mind wander to wherever it goes and you think of things that you really, really want, what would you like to see yourself doing in a year from now or 6 months from now? And I ask my clients this all the time. Where do you want to be in 6 months from now? Where would you like to be in a year from now? And where would you like to be in 5 years from now? Because they're all different answers. If you can dream and you can visualize yourself in a different way, then you can have it. One of the craziest things about dreams and goals, and this goes way back, you know, people like Bob Proctor have been talking about this for a long time. Have you ever watched the movie The Secret or read the book? It's filled with dreaming and goal setting and how important it is to write your goals down. I don't know why. I think it has something to do with putting it out in the universe and writing it down on paper and making it real as opposed to just thinking it in your head. It's really important to write your goals down. So if you can dream of some things that you want, make up your goals, and then write them down on a piece of paper. But when you write them down, they have to be really, really specific. I mean, really specific. What you're wearing, the date, the year, exactly how much you want in your account by that time, where you want to be living, the exact city. If you can describe the house. I mean, there are some coaches that get people, Bob Proctor is one, and he's one of my favorites, that gets his clients to work with a real estate agent, find their perfect house, and they can't afford it. This is their goal. This is their dream house. And that gives them a visualization of the perfect house that they want, and then they work towards it. And most times they get that exact house. It's crazy how this universe works You just have to ask it for what you want, and it normally delivers. Now, of course, you also have to have some discipline. Discipline is also really important with setting your goals. If you're not going to work towards them, say you want to learn Spanish. Okay, so you wrote it down, you're really specific, you know when you want to learn Spanish because you're going to Mexico on this date. That's great. You look at it every day and you say it in the mirror to yourself in the morning and you really, really believe it, but that's all you do. You know you're not going to achieve it. You're not going to miraculously learn how to speak Spanish overnight. You need to be disciplined. So that means you need to go take a course, or you need to listen to a podcast, or you need to read some books and start watching Spanish movies, right? You need to do the work. And when I say discipline, that's what I mean. You need to do the work to get to where you want. It just doesn't come to you. It doesn't just drop out of the sky. I mean, it's easy, but it's not that easy. Something else that's really important when you start figuring out what your goals are and writing them down on paper and being really specific and being disciplined is to not look at your life right now in a sense of lack and unhappiness and thinking that once you achieve these goals, obviously you're going to be really happy, life is going to be perfect, it's going to be abundant. And so you're thinking now in your present time where you're not happy and you're maybe depressed because this is not the life you want to be living. You want to be living this life over here. That's not the idea of making a goal. It's not to make you upset or depressed. It's just to give your mind something to think about, as I discussed, and have something to work towards so that you actually get what you want as opposed to just getting whatever. You have to think in the terms of abundance. And I know this may sound a little crazy, but you have to look around your life. And so many people these days are talking about being grateful, right? Wake up every morning, say 10 things that you're grateful for. But it really is true. If you can write your goals down and include some things that you already have in a place of abundance. So I'm living in a place that I've always wanted to live in. I have the dog I've always wanted. I have the job I always have wanted. I'm driving the car that I've always wanted. I am grateful for all that. Those are goals that I had years ago. I've achieved them and now I'm living them. So I feel that sense of abundance. And when I feel that sense of abundance, then I can create goals for my future. So I know where I want to be in a year from now and what I want to achieve in 5 years from now. See what I'm saying? The whole idea of setting goals is not to get down on yourself. The whole idea is setting them in a place of abundance where you're happy with what you have. You're grateful for the abundance that's in your life right now. You just want to work towards something else as well. Obstacles to your goals. The one main obstacle when we set goals is our own mind. Put it out there that you want to move to Mexico. Say you want to move to Puerto Vallarta in 2 years from now. That's where you want to retire. Your mind all of a sudden starts thinking about, well, how are you going to do this? There's no way I can do this. I don't have the money to do that. I don't speak Spanish. How am I going to do this? How, what, why, when, where? And then you start thinking, well, why am I setting this goal? This is a ridiculous goal for me to want to achieve. I'm such a dreamer. I'm not going to get this, and on and on and on. So that's natural for your mind to think that. You need to train your mind to realize that, yeah, you know what? I can do this, and I will achieve it. So these thoughts that then start going through your mind bring up negative emotions. And that's when most of us get stuck because we don't like feeling that way. We don't like feeling shame or bad or not good enough. All those things that our mind thinks that we are. And then, of course, we start to feel that. So don't go into the how so much with your goals. Just know the outcome. And then you really need to pay attention to the thoughts that are going on in your mind. So what do you do when all these doubtful thoughts pop up into your mind when you start dreaming and writing your goals down? You need to pay attention to these thoughts. I mean, really pay attention to them. Really pay attention to what you're thinking and how you're feeling when all these negative emotions come up with your mind telling you can't do something. And then write them down. So the next step, when all these powerful negative emotions start coming up in your mind and you start thinking, there's no way I can do this, I don't know how I'm going to do this, I want you to try a little exercise, and it's pretty powerful actually. So write down all your negative thoughts and feelings that you've got coming up when you are writing down your goals. And then I want you to picture yourself in the future, having already accomplished those goals. So let's use the example of being in Puerto Vallarta. Let's move fast forward to 2 years from now. You've got your beautiful place, the white stucco home with all the poinsettia flowers. It's overlooking the ocean. You know, the description is perfect, just the way that you've described it earlier, right down to the smallest detail. And you're living in that house. And you're having people over for dinner and they're going to stay with you because you have a guest house. You know what I mean? So picture yourself having already accomplished that goal. And then read these thoughts again and attack them in the way that you've already beaten them, right? So you're kind of playing a game with yourself. You're going to start writing your action plan down. Writing an action plan down from the point in the future, having already achieved your goal, is a really powerful process, and I urge you to try it. So here's what I'd like you all to try. I want you to dream. Just dream about what you'd like. Make some goals, write them down, be extremely specific in your goals. And then pay attention to all those nasty thoughts, negative emotions that come up. Pay attention to them, write them down as well. And then take yourself to the future, to your future self who's already achieved that goal, and write your action plan. That is very powerful stuff, and that'll get you thinking, give you the confidence you need to have to move forward and get rid of those roadblocks that your mind sets up. Throughout this whole process, whether you ultimately reach your goal or not, you will become a more clear, clean, in touch, involved version of yourself, because you will have to go through the process of facing yourself and seeing yourself by pushing outside of your comfort zone. This is something that I want for all of you, and I really want to encourage you to not just stay in your comfort zone, because who you are and who you actually express to the world will be so much more visible, not just to you, but to everybody else if you're willing to continuously set goals, write them down, and overcome the mental obstacles that appear in our way. There is nothing that you generally want that you can't have. What you want is really important information. In fact, I think what you want is the GPS direction to the life that you're meant to have for your very best self. It was so great talking to you about goals and my beliefs in goals and goal setting, baby goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, writing them down, all that stuff. Watch the video again and try the exercise. I urge you to. It'll be fun in the process as well. You'll learn something about yourself. Okay, everybody, well, that's it for this week's video. Have a great week, be safe, be happy, and until next Wednesday, take care.